So the first thing we need to do, like I said, is put a stop to the ban stick. The ban stick needs to be busted up, thrown away, incinerated, never to be seen again. Because banning things doesn't really fix anything. If the people want something, they will continue to buy it or purchase it or indulge in it, whatever the case may be. They will continue to buy it or purchase it or indulge in it, whatever the case may be. And that's on us. If that's the decision, if you make the decision to smoke cigarettes or cigars, that's your decision. I can't stop you. Nobody can. You're going to do what you want to do. Smoke cigarettes or cigars. That's your decision. They thought by putting warnings on the side of the cigarette. I remember when that happened. They put the warnings on the side of the cigarette box. Cigarettes may cause cancer, death, and everything. They thought by putting did it stop anybody from smoking them? No. Gave me something to read when I was bored. Laugh at. Cigarettes may cause cancer, death. Is it true? Maybe. Did it stop anybody? Is it a lie? Maybe. Who knows? Gave me something to read when I was bored. Laugh at. Cigarettes may cause cancer, death. Is it true? Maybe. Did it stop anybody? Is it a lie? Maybe. Who knows? I was willing to laugh at. I was willing. There. I was working there. There we go. Sorta. Where in the hell is my chat overlay? Where in the hell is my chat overlay? And it's still not working. And it's still not working. Do I have sound yet? Okay. Pancake. Do I have sound yet? Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Turn that off so there's no echo. Yeah, you got sound. Okay. The chat still doesn't work, so I'm going to be using StreamYard tomorrow, or Thursday. I don't know what the hell to do with this. I'm so disgusted with it. It isn't funny. But it is what it is, so. But I set up a secondary StreamYard, so I won't run out of time. I took Boxcar Gary's advice, and yes, it seems to work. Imagine that, right? There we go. A little better. So, not really much point in staying on here. I just wanted to see if the damn chat would work, and I'm gonna have to reconfigure it again, I guess. I don't even remember how to do it. I mean, it's kind of weird because on my other monitor it comes up fine. But I can't get it on the screen over here, which is where it needs to be. My voice is low? Yeah, probably. I got the mic turned up all the way, I think, or nearly. Now it's turned up all the way. That better? Alright, let me do something here. I don't know why that screen is... Some weird stuff going on here. Too low, too loud, make up your minds. You should get it either today or tomorrow, Jason. Or did you already get yours? I'm not even sure. I can tell you in a minute. Get back over here. 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 Yeah, man, this computer's a little slow here. What security alert? Oh, okay. Some stupid ass alert. Let's see. This one yours? Now, according to this, you should have already got it, Jason. I believe you got it yesterday. It's at your P.O. box. They took it off the board. Because the other package I sent out was for Bob. And that was delivered today. So you got yours yesterday, Bob got his today. You should be good to go. And with that, we get back up on here. I get a live chat too. What is live chat too? I wonder. Match title is fine. Window must match. Try that one there. All right. Huh. Does that do something? Yes, it did. Sort of. Let me unlock that and Alt. There we go. Got it back. What do you know? Hey, real artist, I got something for you, man. Jersey barriers. There's actually 60 of them here. I'll give them to you the same price as 50. Send me a damn email. And I can get you a price and how to pay me and all that. But they are printed and ready to go. All you have to do is paint them. Oh, you're right. I do have a white line on the screen. Wonder why. And how the hell do I fix that? Okay, that did it. Perfect. I'll tell you what. The question is, though, will it hold? That's the big deal. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Good to see you. James, how you doing? Jason, of course, said hi. Faster than I could type the steps. There you go. Who else we got here? Dave BNSF N Scale, how you doing? Who else do we got here? Tom Grassy, how's it going? And Digger Evans. Hey, Digger. What's going on? Man, you guys really just yakking up a storm here. Wow. A whole lot here. All right, that's everybody, I think. That sound in the background, Tom, was... I ran a video up for Rumble, my Wise Guy video. I was actually listening to it, and I decided to go ahead and test OBS after I set up a new account for StreamYard. So I have 20 hours available on that. I may not have to use it. If this actually works, we'll be good to go. Now, I did something different here this time. Actually, my sound, Jason, it's all the way around. I don't have it set up for, it's set up for omnidirectional and not directional. If it were directional, it would be, I think, on the side. But I got it set up for omnidirectional, so I could come over here, it's the same. Over here, it's the same. At least it should be. I'm so glad that things are actually working. Imagine that. I changed the setting though on this, so maybe that was the thing. I guess, maybe. Of course, really, it's the real test is how long can I do this, you know? I mean, I got to eat dinner soon, another hour. So it can only stay on about an hour at the most, but if it doesn't drop off or lock up or freeze up or do any other weird things on me, it might be good to go. That's that. Okay. Angle your mic where the end points to the ceiling. Your microphone, your volume will be more consistent. Ah. There you go. That should be. Is that better? Does that sound good? I mean, I got a meter here I'm watching. It all looks good, but you know, the real test, of course, is on your end. So Dave says fine, sound is fine. That's good. So I don't want to give away too much because I won't have anything to talk about on the show, the real live stream. But busy printing. I'm actually printing power poles, you know, telephone poles, but for power lines. And Tom Grassi gave me a file, an STL for it, and I modified it a little bit, more for what I needed. So, but they came out really nice, and screw it, I'll show them anyway. Just the one. I get the whole pole here, same height and all, same diameter stuff. The only thing I did different is I took the transformer off this one. I've got separate ones with a transformer that sits up higher. And I did away with the secondary T crossbar on it because I don't need it. And I added, I don't know if you can see them too well. See the eye holes in the top? That's so I could thread my cable through there, my thread. And so I don't have to fool around with gluing them. And that'll make a big difference. The problem with the glue is, well, super glue anyway, is it turns white and it looks like shit. So I'll paint the poles brown. The metal bars will be silver. And the crossbar will also be brown. And the insulators, I'm not sure. I've seen different colors on these things. I've seen them gray. I've seen them blue. Um, I think somebody said they have orange ones too. Maybe I don't know. So I'm not sure what color I'm going to paint them. I might just leave them gray, since the ones around here are all gray. No, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Hey, Lee, how's it going? uh, yeah, I decided on the eyelets because, like I said, it's easier to thread through, and my thread will go right through there. I got the bead cord, beaded thread, so it's a little stretchy, and I'll just have to glue on the very end of it, but I could go through each pole. I have some of the poles that they're printing now. It's a 16-hour print. I think I got 12 of them. About all I can fit on the plate. And they have the transformers on them. So like every 3 or 4 poles, I think, no, maybe more than that, I'm not sure. I have to go out and look in real life and see what it is, but every so many poles will have a transformer on it, the way they do in real life. And the rest of the poles will be these here, without the transformer. But I think these are going to look really nice. Might scrape them a little bit too, with a blade, to put ridges in it to make it look like a telephone pole, like a real one. We'll see how that goes, but that's my latest creation, sort of. Like I said, I got to thank Tom Grassi for that one. He designed them and was gracious enough to forward me the file. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Let's see. Jason said they'd either be a light gray or darker red. Okay, that makes sense. Like I said, I think it's the light gray is down here. I've not seen any red ones yet here, but then again, I don't pay much attention. But I know the ones in front of my house, they're gray. So I think there's some white ones too. I think I've seen at one point. Oh, it is porcelain, you know. Yeah, there you go. Glass porcelain insulators. From the transition period were red, green, or white clear. Okay. You pay more attention than I do. I don't really, I've never really paid much attention. Lee says he's at the bench, but not building, just finished McCarf kit. Build it a card kit. Oh, cool. I'm sure that came out nice. I hope you did a video on it. And Jason says, I've been doing research on it here lately. There you go. Sending a pic to your email. Oh, cool. Thanks. I'll check that out here. Let's see. Get the old phone out. Email. Email. Hasn't come through yet, but it will in a minute. Nope, that's not my email. There's my email. Sling. It'll come through in a minute. Phone's a little slower than the computer is. But Dave says, just replace the faulty aquarium heater and put on a better light. Oh, you got fish? Cool. I used to a long time ago, but I'm not going to even get into the story. But let's just say I had a few hundred in the aquarium. I had a 25 gallon, right? Was it 30? Might have been 30 gallon. I don't remember now, but it's so long ago. And all kinds of fish in there, like 80 different species, freshwater. And they had a problem with the water in Naples Park, so they said there were chloramines in it. Now, I don't know what the hell that meant, but they were supposedly cancer causing, so they over-chlorinated the water to kill the chloramines. And plus they also, well, first they put, the hell was it, can't think what it's called, another chemical in there. And to counteract that, they had to put a high dose of chlorine in there. Well, it killed my fish. I didn't bother to tell anybody about it until after my fish were killed. You know, they said, "Oh, by the way, if you have an aquarium or you're on dialysis, don't drink the water." So what I do, I went ahead. I actually went halves with my dad because it was his house and we were renting the front from him. And we went ahead. We went halves with him on a purification system our whole house. So $1,200, which back then was 40 years ago, maybe a little longer. So it might have been a 40-gallon, Dave. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't remember. It's way, way back then. I think I started out with a 10-gallon. I did. I bought a bigger tank. It probably was a 40. I don't remember, but I know it wasn't any bigger than a 40. So we got the purification system in. I went ahead, refilled the tank, bought a bunch of fish. Not that many, but bought a bunch of fish. Put them in there. The fucking things died. I go back to the pet store. I said, "What the hell's going on? You know, we got fresh, clean water now, pure water." He said, "Well, you can't. The fish won't live in pure water. You got to chemically age it." About that time, I said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm done with the fish. That's it." And I haven't done fish since. Decided to stick with things like a dog. That's the way it goes. But I had the heater in there. I had the filter, the carbon filter system. Yeah, it was a nice setup. And I had at least $500 or $600 worth of fish in it. You know, that's what I said. It really pissed me off that I lost them all. But you know, that's what happens. Lisa's been building it live on my channel on Sundays. I'll have to look for that. I don't get notified of anything, so I gotta look for things. She said, "Just send it." Okay. I hope it was bigger than 30. Well, they were small fish. I mean, I bought the tank. It was pretty big. It was about 4 foot long, 8 tall, and I think it was a foot and a half wide somewhere. I don't remember exactly. But it had 3 fish in it. It had this monster Plecostomus. I know you know what those are. I mean, the thing was huge. It looked like a miniature shark, you know, the big mouth hanging on the side of the tank. And 2, shit, what the hell kind of, there was an angelfish. That thing was huge. And the other one was I can't remember what it's called now. It's a common fish. I can't remember what it's called, but so I sold the fish that were in it because I had my little 10-gallon that was already stocked with smaller fish. So I sold the 3 big ones, transferred my other fish into the big tank, and started buying more fish. I bought it for the kids, but my kids were all young at the time, and they loved fish, you know, and it really kept them out of trouble. And they would sit there and stare at it all day long. So, we found the temp was up to 89 degrees. Was set it, so yeah, I definitely needed a new heater. Yeah, well, that wasn't an issue. Like I said, I followed the instructions every time we added fish. You know, we keep them in the bag, let the bag temperature get the same as what was in the tank, and then release them. Um, so that's what it was. It was an Oscar. I couldn't remember that. The other fish, the third one was an Oscar. Son of a bitch was like this, man. You know. And he'd eat out of your hand, but a lot of times he'd nip your fingers too. Thank God he didn't have any teeth. At least I don't think he did. No, it wasn't a 75. I'm pretty sure it was only a 4. Maybe it was a 50. Honestly, I don't remember, Dave. It was a long time ago. But I mean, my kids at that time were like 4 and 5 years old, and they're in their 40s now. It was a long time. Jason said he had 2 Oscars. One was an albino. I bet you that was cool. I've never seen an albino one. Those guys got expensive over time. They eat other fish and would go through 400 fish in about, holy shit. Well, that's why I didn't keep the big ones. I figured they would have tremendous appetites. I mean, they were huge. But I got a good buck for them because, like I said, I sold them to the pet store that I bought all my fish from to begin with. So the guy kind of gave me a deal on it, and I guess he knew they were worth something. Both bigger than the pound. Yeah, that's pretty. Like you said, the ones I had, they were about like this. They were about maybe 7 inch in diameter, thereabouts. You know, big enough to fillet. Dave says I like planted aquariums. Fish are secondary. Stick to small fish. Well, as I said, I wanted small fish too. I had all kinds of really cool looking fish, and I couldn't name half of them now, but at the time, I knew a lot about them. We were also breeding the shit with the guppies. I think that's what they're called. So we had a separate breeding tank for them. So we got into doing a little bit of breeding. Because I remember the first time the female guppy was in the regular tank. We had her in a small tank. We didn't have the breeding adapter in there, right? She'd spit one out, turn around and eat it. Spit one out, turn around and eat it. And I'm going, well, that ain't gonna work. So, feeder goldfish aren't that big, and at the time were a dime per fish. Yeah, the fish were cheap back then. Feeder guppies is another option. Yeah. Dave says I like Cory cats and cardinal tetras best. I've never seen a Cory cat. I know what the tetras are. We had a couple of those. Like I said, if I saw the name, I'd probably recognize it. But off the top of my head, I really don't remember what all we had in there. Now we had mollies, we had guppies, we had angelfish, we had plecostomus. I think I had 3 plecostomuses in there. We had some Oscars. They were small. Then we had some oddball ones. We had the tiger fish, I think they were called. Tiger something or others. We had the neons. Those were cool. So that's about all I remember, though. I mean, I'd have to. Jade said I had a blue crawfish in there as a bottom feeder. It got ate too. The only fish they didn't go after were the plecostomus. Yeah, I don't think they're that good to eat, actually. There's lots of different Corys. Most are under 2 inch. Yeah, tiger barbs. I believe that's what they were. No. It was a fun hobby. I really enjoyed doing it. Yeah, the plecostomus will get very big as the tank allows them to get. I said the one that came with the big tank, that son of a bitch was probably at least 15, 16 inches long. I mean, that thing was huge. I think you could shove your fist down its throat. I mean, it looked like you damn near could. That's how big it was. Because it would be attached to the side of the tank. You look right down its throat. Kept the aquarium pretty damn clean, though, let me tell you. But it was way too big. Boa shocks. I've seen them. We didn't have any. They look pretty cool. I know a lot of people are trying to talk me into doing saltwater fish, but they're a little more complicated to keep all the balance, the pH balances and stuff right in the tank, so I didn't want to get involved. Plus, the fish themselves were more expensive. Although they were a lot prettier than some of the freshwater fish, though. Used to have a four 40-gallon tanks to 75-gallon, pretty high tech for that time. Yeah, absolutely. Jason says boa sharks are very peaceful. They are called sharks because of the extra fins. Yeah, they are cool looking fish. Like I said, I've seen them. I just never had one. I said it was a great hobby at the time, but it was actually an affordable hobby because, like I said, this was soon a few years after I got married. Because when my first daughter was born, I decided to get back into the trains, and that's I said I started an HO layout, a 4x8, plywood layout, and even then it was really cheap back then compared to today. Said I bought a Howard Johnson's, building. It was like $2. Yeah. I mean, now if you got the same thing, I don't think you make them anymore, but if they did, probably be like 50. It's ridiculous. So even as cheap as it was interfering with my ability to raise my family. So out the door it went. Like I said, then it was soon afterwards. My ex-wife at the time, my wife at the time, she said, "Why don't we get fish?" And I'm going, "Shit, that ain't bad." We already had a dog, you know. So the fish seemed like a natural extension to keep the kids occupied, and it did work. Joe Raider, Black Rock Central. What you doing, Joe? Yeah, I'm doing a test to do this thing here. Make sure it comes up, and it's working, which is a start. I mean, if things go wrong, then I still can fall back on StreamYard, but I would much rather use OBS. I'm happier with OBS. Andy says, if anybody spots an Arbor Kit Sierra number 3 Rogers 460, I'm interested. I'll keep my eyes open. Realistically, I'm probably not likely to find something like that. Dave says, under gravel heating cables, CO2 injection, power compact fluorescent. Oh, damn, you didn't fuck around, did you? And I had under gravel, what do you call it? Oxygenation, I guess. It would pump up from the gravel, but that was it. I had a tube heater hanging on the side. I think I had two of them, one on each side to balance it. And as far as lights go, just basic fluorescence on the top tubes. And they said I had the filter system was a carbon one, just loose carbon. Hey, Gazelle, where's mine? Is that what I think I got? What? Is there on the floor? Delete. Gazelles! I got your email finally. The picture's spooling up. There it is. Ah, nice. Look at that. Get my finger out of the way there. Those look good, Jason. That looks real nice. Shut that off there. Gave it all away when you moved to Texas. Yeah, well, stuff like that's kind of hard to move to. I think I sold my setup after the second attempt at trying to raise fish. I had a good buck for it though. I mean, I got a deal on it when I purchased it, and I actually made quite a bit of money off it when I sold it. The parent, I thought, okay. You got a lot of wires there. I thought I'd keep a. Actually, you got. There you go. You've got green insulators, white insulators, and one red one. I'm sure there's a meaning behind all that. I don't know what it is. Huh. 5 of them. Bowl. That sucks, Joe. Nothing like boiling your fish while you're away. 20 wires? Yeah, it looks like there's quite a bit there. You want some too, Fogle? Hey. Fogle loves pizzelles almost as much as I do. Which I don't think I have any more soda here either, though. Nope. Not a soda. Gonna have to go to the store and buy more tomorrow. That's weird. So what else is going on? Anything good out there? I really don't have anything to talk about. I'm just trying to kill time to make sure that the chat still works. Peace. Yeah, haven't done anything else really. Still need to decal my plane. We're getting there. Got all the undercarriage done. Well, you can see that. We can't. So I gotta paint the nose black and start applying the decals. Thought I'd have it done by the time the show comes on Thursday, but not so sure. That's cool, Joe. He said my 55-gallon I custom built to stand out of wood with inside storage glass lids, LED lights, under gravel filtration. Oh, nice. Bet you that was a nice setup. I had mine set up on a coffee table. It was a real solid one, though. That was only so the kids can stand up and see it, because, they were said 3, 4, 5 years old. They weren't very tall. Cool. Giving me the side eye. Logo. The dog giving me dirty looks. I gave you 2 pieces. Actually 3. To be happy. Dog's king of the moochers. Nice, Jason made my stand to fit 2 20-gallon long aquariums. Doors in the middle, 2 drawers each end. Oh, nice. That sounds like a nice setup too. It's funny how we all have similar likes and hobbies over time, isn't it? I said it was a great hobby. I really enjoyed raising the fish, but I really got caught off guard with the water, And like I said, the big thing for me was if it isn't safe for tropical fish or people on dialysis, probably not real good to drink either, And that's why I said we went and got the purification system, which worked really well, But Problem being is I didn't realize that fish couldn't have pure water. So I went back to the pet store. These guys showed me some chemical, in little bottles. They dump this for every so many gallons of water, and it will chemically age the water so the fish can live properly in it. I'll admit I didn't know enough about it, or I wouldn't have lost a second batch of fish. Yeah, that's just the way it goes, I guess. It's a lot easier to raise a dog. Feed it, give it flea medications every now and then, let him go outside to do his business, and you're good to go for many years. He had one do that last week. Joe set to 75. Thankfully, caught it at 89. Yeah, could have been a lot worse. I'm surprised they haven't gotten better with those. That they're more solid state to where they would hold their temperature properly. And like I said, I had basically was just a wire inside a glass tube, with an adjustment on it to set the temperature. And they weren't very high tech, and they were pretty inexpensive back in the day too. Sent you two more pics, Jim. Two more pics, Jim, on the power pole. One in color and one in grayscale. Oh, cool. Let me check it out. It didn't come in yet. I say I hate dealing with idiots. There's so many of them out there. Thomas Moore, what's going on, Thomas? How's it going? It was only a couple of months old, digital readout. Pretty good heater, I thought. Yeah, apparently not. Well, I guess it happens, nothing we make nowadays is as good as things used to be made back in the day. What a bunch of morons. This guy here. Here we get some asshole that hates Trump so much that they just talk incoherently. And when you try and correct them, it's like, good luck with that. No, this guy. Another picture coming through. Ah. Oh, Dave. I didn't know your last name, Dave. I got your picture. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's cool. That's pretty neat. The inside of his aquarium, part of it. Let me get back to Jason's here. I saw him. This came in right afterwards. That's nice. That's a good scene there. Oh, you can see that. That's the color one. And this is the black and white one. Pretty cool. Yeah, actually it does, Jason. It does look better to grayscale. Hey, Ray Bertelson. What's going on, man? What fish can live in clean water? Apparently none of them. really jump back over here. I missed a few. Thomas says, I'm good, Jim. I'm working on my Lionel HO train layout. Well, that's cool. Dave says, all made in China, sometimes a crapshoot. That's true, too. Tomorrow is Love Day. Yes, it's Valentine's Day. And Tom is off to make dinner. Well, damn, where's mine? Hey, I got 25 minutes before I get my dinner. Anyway, take it easy, Tom. We'll talk to you later, man. Ray says, I used to drink out of the same river I fished. Well, back in the day, we all did that. I used to drink out of your hose, too, and nobody died. And Joe's going to take dinner, too. Well, damn, you guys are all eating. Making me hungry. Well, have a good dinner, Joe. We'll talk to you next time. I'll probably see you Thursday, hopefully. Yeah, black and white one actually does look pretty good. Hey, you know, the grayscale actually makes it look old-timey a little bit, you know? And it really does, it does make a difference. I mean, the color's cool, too, but this just looks like something from, 90 years ago. That's pretty cool. I like it. I could do something on my layout. The more I look at it, the more disappointed I am in my lack of workmanship. I'm going to probably make a few changes here and there as time goes through. Because I'm very unhappy. I mean, I'm happy with some aspects of it, but not all of it. And I just think that I might have hurried through a few things and I should have taken more time. So I'm going to revisit some of the aspects of my layout and redo some stuff and make it a little more realistic and more organized. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm not that well organized on there. So I'm gonna work on it though. I'm gonna do what needs to be done. I'm not doing any tear downs or anything, but I will get things the way I want it to be. At least that's the plan anyway. Well, that was weird. Okay. I'll see you later, Dave. Appreciate you coming by. Jason's still at work. That sucks. You work late, man. Tom says my Lionel HO layout was made in 1952. That's still post-war, but that's still pretty old. Somebody gave it to me for Christmas late. Well, that was cool. That was nice of them. Jason, I still have 60% of my layout to build, so you're still got a ways to go. Meaning bench work and track raw, so you got a long ways to go then. That's cool. Oh, you're an hour behind us. Yeah, because right now it's 5:35 for some on the East Coast. You're in Texas or somewhere, aren't you? Not sure where. I don't remember, but the Lionel HO is all original. That's cool. Yeah, hang on to that because that's actually worth some money. Just because of the year it was made. Pump yard will be challenging. They always are. Arkansas. Okay, I knew it was somewhere around there. Yeah, but still, basically, you're on what, Central Time? Or Mountain Time? I'm not sure. Well, no, if you're an hour behind it, you'd be on Central Time, so. Thomas is actually made in the USA. Yeah, well, back then it was, Yeah, Central Time, that's what I thought. Yeah, I bought my wife a Lionel set, but it's newer. And it's not made in the USA. I'm pretty sure it's made in China. Yeah. But it does have the, like the locomotive, it still has the metal body on it. The other cars are all plastic. Um, I'm not sure what year it is, but I'm probably thinking, somewhere in the 90s maybe. I don't think it's older than that, but I know it's not newer than that either. It's not bad, but like I said, I got a good price on it, so not a big thing. Yeah, exactly. Everything's made in China now. That's the problem, you know. But it's not really a problem. But I think the American-made stuff is better built than the Chinese stuff is. Along I-40, Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and 2/3 of Tennessee are in Central Time. Exactly. So I know when I was in, well, is Kansas in Central Time too? I think it is, isn't it? Because I remember I was up in Wisconsin. They're on Central. Pretty sure. Because I remember having to change my watch for the time differential. It was kind of weird. Assembled in the U.S. means all the parts. Yeah, that's true. You know, everything comes from. That's why I said if China really wanted to attack us, they'd be cutting their own throats. Who else would buy their crap if they did away with us? We're their biggest importer of their stuff. You know. That's like saying our government is throwing a lot of propaganda out there, and that's all it is. I don't. The Chinese may not necessarily like us, but they need our money, and they're not going to throw that away for what, you know. It all depends on which way you face the pins, Jason. Yeah, I thought it was because when I came down, I went up. I actually drove through Chicago. I don't remember the exact route I took, but I think I took 75 all the way up to Ohio, and then cut across. There must be some, maybe it was 30. I don't remember which road it was. Went across, clear across. I went to downtown Chicago. That was an adventure, and then into Wisconsin and Minnesota. I was attending a seminar for the lawnmowers that we had at our golf course at the time. And my boss really wanted me to go, and I don't fly. So I said, "You want me to go? You rent me a car and you pay for everything." Well, he did. So when I came back, I screwed up though because I wanted to buy Wisconsin cheese. I had plenty of money, but I decided to take a different road back because I didn't want to go. Well, the problem is I carry my gun everywhere I go. Whenever I travel like that, I could have gotten 10 years in prison in Chicago. The possession of a handgun in Chicago, mandatory minimum 10-year sentence. They don't give a fuck who you are. I mean, I had a permit and all, but they didn't recognize it. So, halfway through getting into Chicago, downtown Chicago, I'm thinking, oh shit, if I get pulled over, I'm going to prison. So I elected not to go back that way. So I headed south, went through Kansas and St. Louis, Missouri, because I saw the arch, the big arch. And it was kind of cool. I liked traveling back then. But like I said, I had to be careful because, if you got caught in the wrong place, you can wind up in prison. I did watch that interview. It was very interesting. Once again, I don't know how a lot of people feel about it. I mean, I don't think Putin is as bad of a guy as we portray him to be. But we're doing a lot of wrong stuff overseas. We really are, And even though I have no issue with the Jews, I don't think we should get involved in their petty war over there because they're guilty of war crimes. And if we get involved in it, we will become guilty of war crimes. You can't just go around bombing hospitals and old folks' homes and stuff. I don't care if the enemy's underground or not. If the enemy's underground, then have a surgical strike on the enemy without affecting everything above them. But they don't care. They're just killing everybody. And it's not worth getting into World War III over. It really isn't. If you're interested in my take on it, watch my Wise Guy video. I just uploaded it today. And I do cover that a little bit. And I think the last one I covered even more. So they're both on there. I might just look up Jim Tedesco or Jim 13A, I think, and on Rumble, and you'll find it. You'll bump into it. If you actually look for the Wise Guy, you probably won't find it because it turns out everybody has that channel name for some reason. But if you actually look up, I should post a link, but maybe I'll do it Thursday if you guys are interested in it. But I'm so sick of this bullshit. We're always seem to want to get in some damn war or another, and we need to stop. If we left everybody else alone, they'd probably leave us alone. We need to take care of our people, our veterans, our homeless, our sick, and before we worry about it. Now, Congress just slipped in it was $92 billion they're giving to Ukraine. Why? They can't win. They're never going to beat Russia. Matter of fact, Russia has pretty much devastated most of Ukraine. Zelensky has lost half his population. I mean, a lot of them left, but a lot of them got killed too. We're just throwing away good money over here. It needs to stop. Thomas says Lionel trains HOs in North Carolina. Really? That's cool. My son and his mother live up there. Jim, I found you a 3D printed CSX model. That's cool. You can print it out and keep. I don't really collect any of that stuff, but thanks for the offer. I tend to print things I can actually use. So, and I have more than enough static models, so I'm not really interested in that. Lisa, sorry, not chat much, chilling out and got stream. There you go. That's cool. Ukraine or any, well, yes and no. There's a reason for it, Thomas, and it's not a good one. When Trump was president, he promised Putin and Russia that he would never put NATO in Ukraine, and that was an agreement they had, and Putin would have never attacked Ukraine. But Biden decided to put NATO right on the Russian border in Ukraine. And it's the same thing as our Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 50s or 60s, whenever it was. Putin doesn't want nukes on his border because they could wipe him out. He'd never even have a chance to do anything about it, And he already knows that Biden hates him, So we actually caused that whole war because we violated Trump's treaty with Putin. Hey, Frank Steeler, fan 820, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in forever. Take that emergency relief money that we'd have to borrow and give it to the... Yeah, exactly. It's bullshit, I'm so pissed off at the way our country's conducting business. I love my country, but I'll tell you what, our government really needs to go away. That's true, Jason, they did. But NATO declined the membership. Which made no sense either. I mean, how are you going to have allies if you just, no, fuck you, we don't want nothing to do with you because we don't like you. And it's wrong. We should have let them in, and this wouldn't be an issue right now. But once again, America always has to be at war with somebody, and until that changes, we're really just digging our own hole here. There is no reason for us to get involved in a world war. I mean, unfortunately, Israel brought this on themselves because they're so busy trying to expand their borders without regard for the. And I'm not backing the Palestinians either. Palestinians, they got their own problems. Believe me, you know. But Israel started out this big in '48. Now they're like this, and they've literally been stealing land from Palestine and killing Palestinians or driving them, driving out of their homes and whatever. What did they think was going to happen? You know. So, when you're in the middle of a place that you're not really liked that well, you shouldn't be making a lot of noise. You should live quietly and, you know, basically become invisible. But Israel is constantly screwing around with Palestine, the Muslims. They hate them. The Muslims hate them. They hate the Muslims. There'll never be peace in the Middle East until one or the other is gone. And I tell you, right now, it's not looking good for Israel. I don't know what Iran will do, but I think Iran has the capability to literally eliminate Israel off the face of the earth. Whether we get involved or not, If we get involved, it's just going to make it even worse. If we were allied with Russia, Iran would be thinking twice. Funny. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just, but see, that goes against the plan. The plan is one world government, where I guess we're supposed to be in charge of everything, which is never going to happen, or maybe the English, I'm not sure who the hell it is, but you have to have an enemy in order to pull something like that off. There you go, Frank. Move Israel to the Mexican border. The Israelis wouldn't put up with that shit for too long, would they? We'd have the most secure border on the planet. Well, that's true, Thomas. He really is, because they want a one world government, one world religion. They want to knock down the population from 8 billion to 500 million, 500 million people that they will enslave. So even if you're lucky enough to survive it, you'll be a slave anyway. And that's what most of us are resisting right now. And I think that's what Trump was trying to resist as well. He knows what's going on, And unfortunately, nobody's got the balls to stand firm and do what needs to be done. I hope if and when he gets back in, and I'm pretty sure he will do what needs to be done to eliminate the deep state. Whether he will or not is really anybody's guess, but I've got my fingers crossed. I know what I would do. That's true, Jason. He is just a puppet. And we're not sure who's pulling the strings. Some say it's Obama. Could be Soros. Soros could be the master puppet master. And even, Obama might be under him. Who knows? And I don't know why we haven't killed Soros anyway. We should have took him out years ago. Took out both his sons because he's grooming both his kids, which are adults now, to take over when he either retires or dies. These people are pure evil. They need to go away. And I think that would be a good start. Yeah, well, it's a funny thing today. I noticed there's a lot of talk about Biden dying before being reelected. I think they're planning on killing him off. I could be wrong, but it sure looks that way. I think it's a combo of Clinton's, Obama. Yeah, you're probably right, Jason. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Biden dying before he could become president again, which he won't anyway. Everybody knows he's going to lose. They can't really cheat like they did in 20 because we're kind of on to him now. And there's just no way he's going to win. People hate him. Today he announced he wants to put a ban on flavored cigars. I mean, this guy's tried to ban, he wants to ban beer, cigars, menthol cigarettes, televisions, ceiling fans, gas stoves, gas cars, gas lawn equipment. I mean, what the hell's next? You know, this guy's got a problem. Frank has a question. Says, Jason, why would a decoder cut out intermittently when blowing the whistle? That's a tough one, but if anybody could figure it out, it'd be Jason. Gavin Newsom will get the Democrat nominee, just watch. He might, although he's not well liked, so I don't know, but then neither is Michelle Obama. So it's a tough call. I mean, Kamala's definitely not going to take over, even though they're going to have to get her out somehow because by decree or by law or rules or whatever, she would fill in case the president dies. She would automatically become the new president. Unless, of course, they get rid of Biden before the election and install somebody else. Like I said, if he dies or he's so, well, he already is screwed up, but I think he literally is going to have to die before they can get him out of it. So I have a feeling they're going to knock him off, make it look like natural causes, you know. Because, you know, they're setting him up now. I mean, you see how they turned on him already? Before they were, oh no, Biden's fine. His mental state is excellent. You're not actually seeing what you think you see on TV. You know, now they're like pointing out, well, you know, he's kind of not there anymore. He's old. He's a little senile. You know, they're setting him up, and they're setting us up too. DeQuinton's enemy just died. Yeah, I know. Suicide, you know. Yeah, he shot himself in the back of the head 14 times with a 9mm. Sure he did. You know. And the other one took a samurai sword in his back. You know, how do you stab yourself in the back? That works, you know. I mean, some weird stuff going on there. She said there's a book called The Boys on the Track. I've heard of it. It's a true story based in Arkansas that involved the Clintons when Bill was our governor. Yes, I am familiar with it. I haven't read it yet. Another guy I know actually brought that to my attention a few days ago. I'm going to have to check it out. Ray says, we don't need camel spiders invading. Are you sure? Now Jason and Frank are working on the decoder problem. That actually makes sense, using the wrong home speaker. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to say nothing. Yeah, that's probably a smart move. Keep all your stuff, you know. Sometimes mixing and matching isn't a bad idea. Isn't a good idea. Anyway, I got about 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna have to get off here because it'll be dinner time, and I am hungry. Really thirsty too. I got sodas in the house, but I'm not all out over here. That might work. It says reduce the volume on the whistle. Cool. Anyway, guys, it was fun yakking as always. I'm sure I'll have more to show on my show, hopefully. And this thing's working again, so I don't know. I'm going to try it. You know, if it doesn't, I can always shut down and go to StreamYard, but that. Ray says, camel toe spiders bite like pig loser. Camel toe spiders. Oh, yeah, okay, I get the reference now. Yeah, that could be a real problem down the road. I don't know. Guys are weird. Alright, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up and Oh, thanks, Lee. I appreciate that. Good ass stream. Big thumbs up. Night all. See you on the next one or in the streams. Night all. All right. Well, have a good night too, Lee. We'll see you later. Have fun with your layout, man. I'll look for your videos, by the way. I'm curious. Frank says, I got a pile of old iPhones from local government. That's the only local that does it. Okay. Andy says it happened in the UK with the Acura scale class 37s. Okay. Now you guys are getting in deep with stuff. Yeah, that's true too. A dead section of track might be a problem as well. You gotta keep alive in that loco. I guess it wouldn't make. Well, it depends how your keep alive's wired in, but hard telling. I don't know enough about. I'll leave that up to Jason. He's the expert on that stuff. Oh, Tom, you're back. I thought you went to eat. Well, that makes sense too. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me just for fun here, I'll throw the outro on. Make sure it actually works.